Hello, and welcome to my book talk, or I guess you could say review of the book Eragon, except this was made for Miss Mayer's class at CCHS. You can call it a review because, well, it's YouTube, but there are many specific things required for this, whatever you want to call it, that you wouldn't normally see in a common review. I will try to make other reviews, if that's what you call them, but today it's all about book talk. So, enough of my jabbering, and let's begin. The author of the book is Christopher Poloni, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, who wrote no other books except for the rest of the books in the Eragon trilogy, which I have not read. The plot. A young farmer named Eragon finds a stone which is really a dragon egg. When the dragon hatches, Eragon secretly raises the dragon and names her Saphryna. Things are going fine until King Calbatarix learns about this and sends the Razak, his evil minions, after the two. Now, to survive, Eragon must seek help from the Varden. The two main characters are Eragon and Saphryna. I think all the characters are equally interesting, though. I have chosen two lines from the book. May your swords be sharp, the final statement in the book. I chose this because it tells you you're really getting into a trilogy. And wind howled through the night, carrying the scent that would change the world. Chosen because it's the first statement, and it's a great beginning line. So, what genre would I recommend this book to? Well, I think it depends. Most action fans would prefer this, but I think I've heard some action fans say that it feels like they're reading something like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. But I think if you're not an action fan, definitely not. But if you are an action fan, probably. But on some levels, you might find this to be a bit strange. But it only depends upon what type of action you're looking for in the book. Okay, now comes the big question. What was my opinion of the book? I thought the book was alright. I mean, it was fine, but let me just tell you, it was overrated. It was just overrated. The action I thought was really exciting. I thought the action was just really, really exciting whenever they had fight scenes or just action scenes, just big, exciting, just big scenes. Those were all really exciting, but I think all the other stuff, it really just bored me. I really like the way they set up Eragon's backstory. I really liked how he's just a teenager. Like, he doesn't know that much of the world, but all he's trying to do is do the right thing. But yeah, the way the story was set up, I thought the story, I thought it was mediocre. I thought the way the story was set up, it was okay. The dialogue in the book, I really was not. I didn't really like the dialogue in the book. It's far from the worst dialogue I've ever heard. Of course, in fairness, though, Christopher Poloni was 13 when he wrote this book, and this was the first book in the Eragon trilogy, which I mentioned earlier, are the only other books that he's written. So, I think I'd give it, if I had to give it out of 10, I'd give it about a 7 out of 10. If I had to give it out of 5, I think I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. And if I had to do it out of 100, like, out of a scale from 10 to 100, I think I'd give it, I think I'd give it a 69. But that's just my opinion of the book. Some people might have different opinions. But, that's just how I felt. I really couldn't find any morals in Eragon, just in case you're wondering. As for age, I believe the book will appeal to kids ages 10 through 15. And I think that would appeal for all ages as well. I think it would appeal slightly more to boys than it does girls, simply because not as many girls are into action, and the main character is a boy. In conclusion, while Eragon does have its ups and downs, it definitely is a book worth reading, and it can really be a fun ride. Until next time, this is the Superior Spider-Man, out.